To our viewers across North America and around the world, this is Platform Media International PMI Health Sector. My name is Joe Ehizode. Today I have in the studio with me our usual guest in the sector, Dr. Adeola Adeyemi. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
The last time we came here, people were amazed by the explanation you gave about how to take care of teeth. And I said, well, if we are starting on a good note, I should bring you back again so that we'll talk about the dentition, because a lot of us, we don't mind taking care of our dentition because that's what makes us look good, right? At least makes us look good. Today, viewers, we're going to talk about the makeup of the teeth. And Dr. Adeola is here to make it very simple so that you understand how to take care of your teeth. Dr. Adeola, you take off from there.
Okay, so I'm just going to spend about a minute here to explain the anatomy of a tooth, as in what is really in a tooth. So look at this now. It's like taking a tooth and slicing it into half.
Right.
And you will see here that there are 1, 2, 3 layers to a tooth.
Okay.
So that hard white layer at the top is called the enamel.
Okay.
The enamel is pretty strong. It's stronger than bone in the body.
Like the what we call the enamel plate too.
Kind of. Yes.
Stronger than that?
It's probably stronger.
Okay.
Quite strong. And that's because it has a function of biting, grinding, chewing food. And eating food is essential to living, right? So the teeth are really, really important. The second layer is the dentine. You will notice that even in this drawing, it's a little yellow. The enamel is white, the dentine tends to be a bit yellow, and then the core of the tooth is the pulp. The pulp has the nerve, artery, and vein. The nerve so that the tooth can feel, the artery and the vein to supply and exchange blood in the tooth. So the tooth it's definitely alive, right? And then you notice that it is inside bone.
All this part of bone.
Is bone, yes.
Okay.
And that space that the tooth fits into is called a socket. So it's actually a joint like the shoulder joint, the arm. It's the same thing. And this part around the tooth is what we call the periodontal ligament. It actually acts like a shock absorber because the tooth moves the tiniest bit each time you bite, right? Goes up and down, side to side. And this
like hydraulics.
Yes, excellent. This is true. It actually has a fluid there that's called
take some depression.
Periodontal ligament fluid. Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's actually true. So again, once anything happens to this part, the tooth can feel it. Another thing I should say is any part beyond the gum is called the cementum. This part is the root. So the dentine goes into the root. And when it's above, it's called dentine. When it's below, it's called cementum. That usually doesn't really matter because once you start affecting this area, then you really don't care what it's called. You just know you're in pain.
You need to go see the doctor.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's just for the anatomy of the tooth today.
Okay.
I could go on and on, but I won't. The next thing we said we were going to address today.
Now, you talked about, okay, Dr. Adeyemi has a lot of diagram here to show us. Dr. Adeyemi, this is a typical teeth, right? Or tooth, say. And from this spot here, it shows that there's a decay right there.
Yes.
So at what point look at the viewers, this point is when you start having your tooth decaying and this pain. And Dr. Adeyemi will explain this part here. What is this all about? This one.
Okay. So a lot of people don't realize there's anything wrong with their tooth until they start feeling pain. And that's because when there is decay in the enamel,
That is this one white
the
one we
white
see.
part that we all see,
Yes.
excellent. You don't really feel it until it goes into the dentine. Remember, I explained what the dentine was earlier.
Okay, but then is that the time that when people say they drink water, they have this kind of sensitivity?
High five.
Okay.
That's right.
I will still become a dentist. And then when people drink water, they say, well, I'm getting shock wave around my teeth or something like that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anytime the dentin is exposed for any reason, you will definitely feel it. And that's what people mostly call sensitivity.
Okay.
And that's usually a sign that you need to get help. You need to get something done.
Okay.
That's your tooth trying to tell you that it's time to fix me.
Okay.
Now, if you continue to ignore that sensation and you feel, okay, well, I won't eat on that side, I'll eat on the other side, or I don't take cold because my teeth are too sensitive, I only take a lukewarm. No, you should go to the dentist and find out what you can do, because if you leave it, then instead of just having a filling on the part that's decayed, you start looking towards the pulp.
Okay.
Now, if the decay goes into the pulp and you still don't do anything about it, it actually kills. Remember, we showed the nerve arteries and veins that are in the core of the tooth.
Yeah.
If you don't arrest the problem before the bacteria and the decay that gets in there, then it kills the pulp.
Mm-hmm.
And that will cause the dead cells to track down. Excellent.
It seeps down.
It seeps down into the bone, and it forms what is called an abscess. A lot of people, especially Africans, do not go to the dentist until this has occurred.
So abscess is when you start having the swelling gum.
Excellent.
And people say that they complain that I have a swell on my gum and all of that, right?
Yes.
And at that point, it has reached a point of no return.
Absolutely.
So what do?
Okay. So there are two options. You can either take the whole tooth out and have a few gaps in your mouth, or you can fix it. And just like everything in this world, the small fix is cheaper. When you start waiting till it's a big fix like this, it does get more expensive. So in the long run, when you say, I don't go to the dentist unless I have a problem, because the dentist is going to cost me maybe $200 just to clean my teeth and stuff like that. Well, there are a few things that happen. They clean your teeth, but they also check for signs to make sure you're not developing one of these. Because if you arrest it early, it costs a lot less than when you arrest it late. So when it has come to this point, you may need to take antibiotics because the swelling may be quite significant. Mm-hmm. And now there's an infection in the bone, not just in the tooth, right? And that's not good for your health, because when it goes into the bone, it goes into the body. So people say, it's just my tooth that's hurting. They don't realize it affects the whole body. So when you go to the dentist and it's time to fix this, they do what is called a root canal. And to do that, they have to take out all the decayed part of the tooth. They access into the pulp, and then they clean that out completely.
So they like draining it. They
drain, they scrape, they file, and they rinse out. So it's like,
that's a total clean out.
It is a total clean out, right? And then it is filled with what is called gutter paper. It's like a plastic material that seals the roots so that there isn't a connection from the tooth into the roots. And then it allows the bone around the tooth to heal itself. And it also blocks off, it amputates the nerves so that tooth doesn't hurt anymore.
So, doing that, what about the artery and the vein that supplies blood to the tooth?
Amputated. So what amputated. So what happens is, right from there, everything above this is scraped out. It has to be, because it is now infected.
So in that case, so the one that has been failed, does that still get supply of blood? And
So the supply will now be around the tooth but not in the tooth.
oh, so the one that has been failed is something like a replacement without it's not the real thing anymore. No supply of blood.
No blood supply, you're absolutely right.
Wow.
And that's why, as I said,
It is better to arrest it.
That's right.
So viewers, Dr. Adeyemi is saying it's better to arrest it before it gets too bad. So when you have any little bit of sensitivity, it is good for you to go to the doctor. Either they have it sealed up or patched up, right? Yeah, I know you don't use that language. I'm using the language that my viewers will understand. Have it patched up,
Right.
have it patched up, sealed up, or you go to the other stage where it is drained, and then they have something like an artificial filling, like using a cement to patch up a place that has been licked up. Because that's Dr. Adeyemi won't accept that language. But I'm just making it simple.
Can I say?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So please just YouTube search our segment on what a filling is. What is a filling? How many types of fillings are there? And what does it entail? And
Okay.
most of those questions will be answered in terms of the patching and the filling.
So if you're interested in this segment, keep sending us your email, give us a call, and then that will inform our next question that we'll be posing to Dr. Adeyemi in the next segment. So viewers, keep clicking the subscription and we'll be happy to get across to you. Dr. Adeyemi, thank you for showing up. And you're always most welcome to this program, and we hope to see you again.
Thank you.
And for that, viewers, I'll see you again and have a good night.